Hey, happy Monday. Signing in. I'm calling this a fireside chat because if you just look over there, first fire of the season, recording this for you. So happy Monday. Slightly different focus today is I just want to give you a heads up with all of the craziness that's going on in politics, in racial stuff, in COVID. There's so many differences right now. So here's how I'm navigating it, and I want to encourage you with the same. Number one is Joshua 3. It talks about Joshua is being sent into the promised land to literally destroy the people there. So they are his enemy from God, commanded by God. He gets in, first city they come up against. He's walking across towards the city and he comes across a warrior. And he says, are you for us or for our enemies? Are you with us or against us? And the warrior says, neither. I am the captain of the host, the Lord of the armies of the hosts of heaven. What's the point? Is in all of our things right now, be very, very careful that you don't choose a side because you're not supposed to be on a side. Your side is to be what God says and do what he calls you to do. Your allegiance is not to a party, to a color, to a race. Your allegiance is to Jesus himself. So whatever it is, make sure that you are on his side, not on some other side. And how do you know? Because you'll be calling people your enemy rather than engaging with what God says. He's on neither side. So make sure that we are on his side, not him on us. So that's number one. Number two is you notice that people are different to you. People are making different decisions. And these are people that you love. And you're like, how are you making different decisions than what I'm making? How could you be a Christian and do that? And this is really good. As John, in the book of John, it gets towards the end. And Jesus is speaking to Peter and says, Peter, you're a bit of a roughneck. You're out there, you go for it. And I love that about you. You're going to feed my sheep. You're going to launch this entrepreneurial venture called the kingdom of God on the earth. We're going to call the church in the end, but you're leading it, you're launching it. The very nature and skills and ability that you've got is keys to this growing. So you're going to be awesome, but it's not going to end so well for you. You're going to get beaten up. I think he ends up getting taken to the cross upside down. So Jesus describes the end for him. It's like, it's not going to be good. And Peter kind of feels a bit awkward, then turns to John beside him and says, well, if that's going to happen to me, what about him? What about him? What about John? What about that other party? What about that person that voted differently to me? What about these other, whatever it is? And Jesus just simply says to him, what I do with him is of no concern to you. You follow me. And here's the second point, is God is leading people in different ways, or we actually don't know their motivation, focus, and what they're doing or not doing. All we do know is what God has given you to do. And what your thoughts or what God's got going on with someone else is of no concern to you. You follow him. So in all that's going on, stay focused on his side. Keep your allegiance to God above all else. Remember, we're not fighting people. This is a spiritual battle. Vote, engage, pray, make decisions, love well. But remember where the battle truly is. It's not people. And secondly, stay in your lane. Stay focused on what God's given you to do. Don't get distracted by all these things that are going on, but stay true to following his voice. So I just bless you with the courage and the clarity and the courage. Stay in your lane. Do what God's called you to do and be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Bless you this week.